I crossed an electric blanket with some pancake mix.
What'd you get?
The biggest darn waffles in the state.
Welcome to HEE HAW with special guests Waylon Jennings, Diana Trask, and Johnny Duncan, and starring Buck Owens and Roy Clark.
Hee haw haw, hee haw haw, hee haw, hee haw again. Hee haw! Put down the hoe and put away the plow.
Time for the hee haw.
Right now.
No, help me. I swallowed the fly. Swallowed the fly. Good gracious alive, man. Open wide.
Say, Arts, did you hear about the tuba player whose toupee fell into his horn?
Boy, he must have got upset.
I'll say he did. He blew his top.
Gordy, I eat 49 boiled eggs for dinner.
Why didn't you just go ahead and eat 50?
Well, I didn't want to look like a pig.
Yeah, Roy, my horse wanted to go one way and I wanted to go the other.
Well, what happened?
He tossed me for it.
Well, the first time I heard that one, I laughed so hard I kicked the slats out of my crib.
Boy, have Mary and her husband been fighting, fussing, and screaming all the time. Yeah, but now that the honeymoon is over, maybe things will get better.
Grandpa, why did you tear my new library book in two?
Well, to make a long story short.
Hey, you know, there's only two things my gal really enjoys: crocheting and telling jokes. Really? Yes, she's a regular nitwit.
Junior, how much do you sell your corn for?
Well, some of it's $5 a bushel and some of it's $3 a bushel. Roy.
What's the difference?
$2, I think.
Grandpa, you know, it's hard to lose a relative.
Hard? Why, it's utterly impossible.
Gordy, you lied to me. Before we was married, you told me you painted men and women, and I thought I was marrying a portrait painter.
Well, I do paint men and women. I paint men on one door and women on the other.
Hey, Junior, I heard you were in New York City.
Yeah, I was up there walking in Central Park, Art, and there a man walked up to me and he put a gun right up to my head and said, "Give me your money or I'll blow your brains out."
Good Lord, what'd you do?
I told him, I said, "Man, you go ahead and blow my brains out. You can be in New York without brains, but you can't be up here without no money."
She was only a fireman's daughter, but she sure did go to blazes.
Me and Brother Bill was a-going fishing down to the river one day. I had a can of worms and a willow pole, big can of minnows and a lot of sourdough. Fish were a-biting, we were gonna have fun. And a big man come say, "I'm a game warden," and he chased me and Brother Bill away. He said, "Take a lot of sack and throw 'em all back," and the big man him do say, "You gotta have a license, you gotta have a license." Well, me ask him why, the man reply, "'Cause you gotta have a license." Me drive 'em down the open highway and I pass 'em up a highway patrolman. Go right along and I know I do wrong. Trees go by and I think I'm a fly. Sing a little song and I have a lot of fun. And a full ride low, well a whistle blow, and the big man he roll my way. Me pull him down and I hit of the ground, a shaking so cause I have a know. And the big man him do say, "You gotta have a license, gotta have a license." Well, me ask him why, and the man reply, "'Cause you gotta have a license." Well, now me got a little gal and her name am Lou. She making me feel funny. I love her, that gal with a big lot of noise. Give give her a kiss, but she give her no joy. And me pretty young, and I want a lot of fun. Well, she telling me no, said to watch my step, cause you don't wanna be too gay. Said, ain't I told you a lot of big times, and the little girl heard to say, you gotta have a license, you gotta have a license. Baby, ask him why, and the man replied, cause you gotta have a license.
Honey, it's just terrible the way I like to kiss you.
Well, maybe you'll improve with practice.
I wonder if there's any alcohol inside her.
Inside of who?
The world's driest martini is made from cotton gin. Oh, Eli, you're Whitney.
You show me a man who's afraid of Christmas, and I'll show you a Noel coward.
Oliver Twist never used a lemon peel in his drink.
Zachary L. Foodwink of Peamy Box, Texas, was once arrested for violating a parking meter in the downtown shopping center.
Ooh-wee, he's hiring a hawk's nest.
HEE HAW salutes Blackshear, Georgia. Population 2,482.
Hey, Ma, come on in here. Waylon Jennings on the HEE HAW.
Lucky woman, she shines with her own kind of light. Look at you once in a day, that's all wrong, that's all right. And she loves me, Lord knows she loves me. Kentucky woman, she gets to know you, she got to own you. Kentucky woman, she ain't the kind that gets turned at the drop of her name. Something inside that she's got turned you on just the same. And she loves me, Lord knows she loves me. Kentucky woman, she gets to know you, she got to own you. Kentucky woman, don't want much, the good Lord's earth beneath my feet, gentle touch. That one girl and life is sweet and good. Ain't no doubt. Talking about Kentucky woman, she gets to know you, she got to own you. Kentucky woman, don't want much. The good Lord's earth beneath my feet, gentle touch. That one girl and life is sweet and good. Ain't no doubt. We're talking about Kentucky woman. She gets to know you, she got to own you. Kentucky woman, Kentucky woman, Kentucky woman.
Hey, Junior, I hear you
you lost your job? Did the foreman fire you?
Yeah. You know what a foreman is? He's a guy that just stands around and watches everybody else work.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Well, he got jealous because everybody thought I was the foreman.
Well, the Cohanes have just returned from town, where they weighed themselves at Elmer Mew's drugstore. We listen as Grandpa says,
"We should have had more than 1 penny. 4 of us weighing ourselves at one time is foolish.
Merely silly.
Well, it makes me mad. Now we don't know what we weigh."
Well, we do know we weigh 1,485 pounds as a family.
And that's overweight for any family.
Well, how do we find out what each of us weighs?
Simple. Divide 4 into 1,485. Let's see, 4 into 1 goes poorly.
Try 4 into 4.
Yeah, 4 into 4 goes good, so forget about the 1 into 4. Into 4 goes 1 time, and 4 into 85 goes...
Well, that's simple, Junior. 4 into 85 goes 21 and a bit.
21 and a bit plus 1 is 22 and a bit pounds, so we don't weigh very much after all.
Then we don't have to go on a diet.
That's a load off my mind. I don't even know what a diet means.
Tune in next week when we'll hear them all say,
"Hey, Grandpa, what's for supper?"
Lard stew, butter pudding, 11 turkeys, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Yum, yum.
Here's Archie Campbell in the barber shop.
Well, Grandpa, String, Junior.
Morning, Roy. Howdy, Roy.
Hi, Arch.
Would you mind raising 2 or 3 of the chins there so I can get this wrapped around your neck?
Don't laugh at him, you'll just egg him on.
I'll tell you the truth, Roy. When you walk across that floor, it sounds like a late freight with a loose caboose.
I wished you wouldn't say things like that.
Oh, don't get your feelings hurt. You look like an old hen sitting on a cold egg.
Now, that's an outright lie.
Roy, how can you say a thing like that? And that's the one thing I'm the proudest of in this world. My papa and mama brought me up to tell the truth about everything all the time. Now, some folks doubted when I told them about the time when I was a boy and we had a surplus of cattle down home one year, and Papa thought if we drive the cattle up north, we might get a better price for them, you know. Well, sir, we started out with 500 head of cattle, Roy. And finally we got up north into the Ozarks there, and we come to this big river that is 300 feet across. And that river's all swollen up, you know. It'd been raining a lot, flooded. And the current was so swift that there's just no way we could drive them cattle across. And finally we came to a spot where a dead holler tree had fallen across this 300-foot river. Well, sir, I drove them 500 head of cattle right through that holler tree to the other side of the river where my uncles was waiting to count them as they come through. That's the truth.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Now listen. Now, Roy, I could have lied to you about that.
Oh, yeah.
I could have lied. I could have told you that all 500 head of them cattle come through to the other end. But they didn't.
You mean they didn't?
I've got to be honest about it, Roy. Only 475 of them come through. 25 of them straight up a holler limb. And you know, we never did find all 25 of them cattle. 5 of them fell through knot holes.
There is no mention of Chicago in any of Shakespeare's plays.
She was only a milkman's daughter, but she was the cream of the crop.
Here's Diana Trask.
Before you take another step, there's something you should know about the years ahead and how they'll be. chandeliers, and there'll be no fancy clothes for you to wear. Everything I have to offer you is standing here to see, 'cause all I have to offer you is me. Yes, all I have to offer you is me.
As sure as the vine grows round the stump, that's what I'd like for my sugar lump.
Doctor, I just swallowed a horse. Why, that's ridiculous. Whoa, boy.
What this country needs is a darn good hee-haw.
Yep, Junior, my wife run off with the best friend I ever had.
Was he good looking?
I don't know. I never met the gentleman.
Grandpa Jones.
Once upon a time in Arkansas, an old man sat in his little cabin door and he fiddled up a tune that he liked to hear, a jolly old tune that was played by ear. It's a rain in the heart, but the duffer didn't care. He sawed away at the poplar air, and his roof tree leaked like a waterfall, but he didn't seem to mind that at all. A traveler was passing by that day. He stopped to hear him a-fiddling away. His cabin was a-floating and his feet was wet. Still the old man, he didn't fret. The traveler said, "It seems to me you better mend your roof," said he. But the old man said as he played away, "I can't mend my roof, it's a rainy day." The traveler,
Here's one for you. It seems this fella had a pet crocodile. Well, everywhere he went, you know, the crocodile went along with him. And one time he went on the train. You can imagine the conductor. Anyway, he sees the crocodile and he said, "You can't bring that crocodile on this train." The guy said, "Don't worry about the crocodile because he is..."
Frank, when you heard from home?
Oh, I got a letter from home today.
Did you?
Yeah. I've got it right next to my heart. Heart. You all know my folks, don't you?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had a good time up there. Let's see what they say here. Say, "Dear string bean." That's me. Say, your sister and her husband are getting a nice family started.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Say, when they got married on their honeymoon, they went to Twin Falls. And the next year they had twins. Then the next year they went to Three Rivers and they had triplets. Now we are all worried to death. They're talking about going to 1,000 Islands. Say, your Uncle Frank come over the house the other night, all out of breath and sweating. We asked him what in the world was the matter. He said he just run 3 miles to stop a fight.
Oh.
We asked him who was a fighting. He said him and another fella.
We interrupt all this foolishness to bring you a World Series announcement. Direct from the Fallowfield Stadium, where they got going on the semifinals of the Tri-County Little World Series between the Fallowfield Fireballs and the McKeester's Rapid Blue Sox. And my God, listen to this. They had an overtime game tonight that went right through to 14 innings. And our Fireballs singed them Blue Stockings by a score of 11 home runs to 9. Both teams must have been on the go like a jackrabbit through sow thistle, 11-9. Isn't that a caution? Why, all them fellas between them got more runs than a pair of pantyhose in a raspberry patch.
Arnold Pickering of Butte, Montana, lived in a glass house, and as a hobby, he collected chairs owned by European kings and he put them up in his attic. One day, after collecting over 400 thrones, the attic collapsed and shattered the house. Now, the moral of the story is, people who live in glass houses shouldn't stow thrones.
Here's the Hagers.
Did you ever see a flower blooming? Did you ever live a summer day? That's my love for you. That's my love. Did you ever touch a newborn baby? Or did you ever cry a happy tear? From deep inside, I can't hide, so you decide, won't be denied. That's my love for you. That's my love.
I just get goosebumps.
I'll let you touch my pet frog, Earl. He'll give you ribbit.
Knee-deep, don't lily pad your part, knee-deep.
The next harvest moon falls on September 15th. Don't be under it.
Coming up on the second half of Hee Haw, Minnie Pearl gets a crank call from Cesar Romero. More news from KORN and Charlie Farquharson. And special guests Waylon Jennings, Diana Trask, and Johnny Duncan.
You ought to see Deacon Jones when you're rattling bones. Old Parson Brown hopping round like a clown. Won't your mama, she's past 83, shouting now that I'm full of pep. One-legged Joe hopping around on his toes. I threw away his crutch and hollered, hey, let her go, honey. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. We're to Alabama Jubilee. Now get her, boys. Oh, one-legged Joe hopping around on his toe. He throwed away his crutch and hollered, hey, let her go, honey. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. For the Alabama Jubilee.
I guess they're just doing their thing.
Hello, Speedy Hot Dog Service. Are you really quick? Well, send one over with everything on it.
My husband was named Man of the Year. Well, that shows you what kind of year it's been.
You know, money doesn't bring happiness, Junior.
Nah, I guess not. A man with $10 million is no happier than a man with $9 million.
Yeah.
I hear tell that racehorses don't eat for several days before a race.
Yeah, and with my luck of betting on them, I usually don't eat for a few days after the race.
I went fishing yesterday. Roy, and caught a 2-pound bass.
Wow, what'd you use for bait?
A 3-pound grasshopper.
Do they expect me to believe that? I mean, I'm a fool, but I ain't no dang fool.
So I said to my mother-in-law, my house is your house.
And?
She sold it.
Say, Grandpa, do you know of anything that I could get into where I could start at the bottom and work my way up?
Sure, an explosion. Say, do you know what time it is?
Yeah?
Thank you. Say, Gordy, what do you call a man that checks for earthquake?
Oh, you call him a fault finder.
What you say?
A fault finder.
What you say?
A fault finder.
What you say?
A fault finder.
Outrageous.
Your lips warm me like wine, and your love is oh so sweet, and I just gotta see you one more time. But we both know I'm no good. I'd settle down if I could, so let me love you one more time, then let me go. Let me go, set me free. To say these words to you, sweetheart, is killing me. So leave your arms, I'd rather die, but I'm no good for you, that's why. Let me love you one more time, then let me go. A girl like you is hard to find, but you're too good for love like mine. You may think you want me now, but give it time. You'd learn to hate my wandering ways, the lonely nights and empty days. So let me love you one more time, then let me go. Let me go, set me free. To say these words to you, sweetheart, is killing me. So leave your arms, I'd rather die, but I'm no good for you, that's why. Let me love you one more time, then let me go.
Good morning, Buck.
Morning.
Say, why don't you buy one of those rabbit's foots?
What for?
Well, because they're lucky.
Wasn't too lucky for that rabbit, was it?
I was going down the road the other day dragging a log chain. This here smart guy, he come up to me and went this to life and said, you sure do look silly going down the road dragging a log chain. And I said, you think that's silly? Did you ever try pushing one?
Junior is my kind of man.
They say that a dog's bark is worse than his bite. So if you're hard of hearing, you got nothing to worry about.
Oh, Doc, you gotta help me. I just broke my wrist in 5 places.
Well, the thing for you to do is stay out of them places.
Well, I can't understand why anyone would want to deny their age. I certainly don't mind admitting I'm approaching 30. Uh-huh. But, from which direction, honey?
The Great Rabbit Race of 1932 was won by her.
Well, it's a sad Saturday, or Sunday if you prefer, and as we join the Culhanes of Cornfield County, we find them involved in a minor sort of hunger strike. We listen as Lulu says,
How long has it been since we started our diet?
It's almost been an hour now.
Junior, you better practice your sit-ups.
I'm practicing my setting right now. I haven't fallen over for almost 15 minutes.
I remember once in 36, I went on a diet of nothing but water and carrots.
Did you lose any weight?
No, I didn't lose any weight to speak of, but my eyesight got so good that I could stand in the middle of the town square and read all the gas meters in town.
Tune in next time when we'll hear Junior say,
I'm going on a crash diet and wrecked a family truck.
I got one here to tear you up. I named my rooster Robinson because he Crusoe.
Okay.
I crossed a rooster with a pair of sneakers.
What'd you get?
A barn full of surprise hens.
How'd you like that birthday present I gave you? A check for 100 kisses.
Just fine. Your brother cashed it in for me last night.
Now here's Bucking Boy and picking and grinning.
I'm a picker and I'm a grinner.
That sure was a pretty girl you was out with last night, Roy.
Yeah, but she was so dumb. We went to a bingo game and she got a full card and forgot what to yell out. You know, my brother's quite a football player. One of the biggest coaches in the country's after him.
I didn't know that. Who's he with now?
The coach's wife.
Roll my bridge up to my shank, great old country, bang and bang. Going up quickly, going down whirl, going up quickly, see my girl. Going up quickly, going on a run, going up quickly, having fun. Roy, you know that girl of mine is so beautiful that she's just a regular mirage.
No, Buck, you're using the wrong word. You see, a mirage is something that you can see, but you can't touch.
That's my girl.
Carlo P. Wackados of Coos Bay, Oregon, once saved 22,000 marbles over a 10-year period. When his wife left him, she got custody of them, and he lost all his marbles.
You know, I spent last night trolling on 8th Avenue.
Oh, no, Buck, you mean strolling. Trolling is when you're fishing for something.
Like I said, I was trolling on 8th Avenue.
week. Why not be kind to a caterpillar?
Morning, Miss Sunshine.
Hi, Gordy. You haven't seen Junior, have you?
Yes, he and Lulu just went down to watch String Bean get a haircut.
Gosh, they really share things, don't they?
Yeah, you know you're just wasting your time chasing around after Junior. It's a shame, too, what with all the good-looking available men in town. Shucks, I'm just going to put my cards on the table. What are you doing tonight?
Are you putting your cards on the table?
I sure am.
Okay, let's play bridge tonight.
To pieces each time I see you again. I fall to pieces. How can I be just your friend? You want me to act like we've never kissed. You want me to forget, pretend we've never met. And I tried, and I tried, but I haven't yet. You walk by and I fall to pieces. You tell me to find someone else to love, someone who'll love me too, the way you used to do. But each time I go out with somebody new, you walk by and I fall to pieces.
HEE HAW Police, Wills Point, Texas. Population 3,029.
The bough of a tree gives man shade. Then does that mean that a shady retreat in New York City is called the Bowery?
Charlie K.O.R.M. Parkinson here with all the socialist news about our town's cafeteria society. I mean all the diners out and the dancing devils, the tango tribe of the Tenderloin Night Riders, the inner circle of the hot potatoes. Well, Percy Cutts is back home after a ring-dang-do of a weekend in New Orleans. He tells me he spent a lot of money hard by the French Quarter. Percy, you know, he used to speak quite a bit of that hinky-dinky parley-vous when he was over there to Paris, near France, in the 1917 war with all them mademoiselles from armatures. Well, Sir Percy, he thought he'd brush up again on his hinky-dinky parley-vous, so he took along the little book that learns how to speak French he had back in 1917. You know, how to order the 2-franc dinner and all that sort of thing. Well, Percy, he went to one of them real Frenchy restaurants. It was called, I believe, the Shame on You. And he got the book out, and right away he started calling the waiter in French. Gherkin, icky. Well, some young feller finally come over, so Percy says, Gherkin? Jimmy Suisse apple, Percy Cutts, and je désire de la viande cuite avec les pommes de terre, and some petite pois avec du pain. Well, the young fella stared at him with his mouth hanging open. So finally Percy said, what's the matter with you? He said it in French, of course. Qu'est-ce que c'est que le matter avec vous? And the young gherkin said, I'm terribly sorry, sir, I don't speak French. And Percy roared back at him, well, gol darn it, boy, get me somebody who does.
Here's Waylon Jennings.
Days gone by, but not forgotten. I plowed in the fields and the bull in the cotton. Things you'd never think I've done when you see me now. I dick and sing and they call me a star. But every time I look down at my old guitar, I know I'm just 6 strings away from that same old cloud. I drive a new Royce Rose, buy them tailor-made clothes, but how long a good time to stay? The poor boy ways and hard time days, just 6 strings away. I met a girl about a year ago in a little country town where I played a show. And though I love her, I still wonder just what she'd do if I laid that old guitar down. How long would she hang around, or is she just 6 strings away from someone new? Them 6 little strings buy a ring, new things, but how long will she stay? If she knew poor boy ways and hard time days were just 6 strings away.
Buddy, I don't ever want to hear you using them bad words again.
But, Dad, Shakespeare uses those words.
Well, then I don't want you hanging around with him anymore.
Junior, do you think it's fair having your poor old wife doing all the work while you just lay around here all day?
Well, actually, it ain't too rough on her. I got it set up so we work in shifts.
In shifts?
Yeah, when she gets tired of doing the plowing, I let her shift over to the housework.
Roy, would you really commit suicide if I refused to marry you?
That's what I usually do.
The only culture around here is the agriculture, and that's all corn.
I see you got some new glasses, Grandpa.
Yeah, these are subscription glasses.
Oh, I think you mean prescription glasses.
No, subscription. I get a pair in the mail every month.
Roy, did you mark that good place back there where the fish is a-biting so good?
Yeah, I put an X on the side of the boat.
Well, that's just plumb dumb. What if we don't get the same boat next time?
Grandpa, you ought to be ashamed. Why, the way you go chasing us girls around here, you must be in your second childhood.
Yep, and if the first childhood had been this much fun, I never would have left it.
But listen, Archie, is there a sure cure for dandruff?
You're dead blame right, a surefire cure. Baldness.
Hey, didn't we apologize for that joke last week?
Junior, do you know what they call a meteor that falls to Earth?
Uh-huh, a parking meter.
Do you know how to turn a girl into a river? No, how do you turn a girl into a river? Well, if a girl married a hippie, then she'd become Mrs. Hippie.
Say, Junior, did you ever learn how to play them bagpipes I gave you?
Nah, why, playing with them things is just like...
Say, Junior, did you ever learn how to play them bagpipes I gave you?
No, why, playing them things is just like learning to try to kiss a, whatever it is, I don't know.
Say, Junior, did you ever learn how to play them bagpipes I gave you?
Nah, why, playing them things is just like trying to kiss an octopus.
Octopus, I can say that.
Junior, did you ever learn how to play them bagpipes I gave you?
No, and I can't say octopus.
Buck Owens. And my #1 son, basketball, Buddy Allen. All right, let's sing a song, all right? Okay.
Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, happiness. Hello, loneliness. I think I'm gonna cry. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, sweet caress. Hello, emptiness. I feel like I could die. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye.
Listen now, there goes my baby with someone new. Hear me? Hey, she sure looks happy, and I sure am blue. She was my baby till he stepped in. Goodbye to romance that might have been.
Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, happiness. Hello, loneliness. I think I'm gonna cry. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, sweet caress. Hello, emptiness. I feel like I could die. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye. All right, bud. I'm through with romance. I'm through with love. I'm through with counting the stars above. And here's the reason that I'm so free. My loving baby is through with me. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, happiness. Hello, loneliness. I think I'm gonna die. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, sweet caress. Hello, emptiness. I feel like I could die. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye.
From all of us to all of you, till we meet again, may your skies be blue, may your days be bright, may your thoughts be light, till we meet again.
We'll see you next week right here on Hee Haw!
Here's the whole Hee Haw family. Archie Gamble, Grandpa Jones, Ruler Roman, Junior Sample, Gordy Tapp, Lisa Todd, Don Heron, Janine Riley, Minnie Pearl, The Hager, String Bean, Ganella Hutton, Riddle and Phelps, Kathy Baker, Beauregard, the Wonder Dog, the Buckaroos, and the Nashville Edition.